Hey, 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 TikTok. We are back. We're official. We are live. Go ahead and come on in and join us. I am just raising my desk right now, is what I'm doing, so that I can talk to you all today. Standing up, not sitting down. I've got great news to deliver to everyone today. So let's get this party started, right? Hope everyone is ready for the holiday season. We'll talk about that too. So go ahead and come on in here. Welcome, welcome. We are starting our new series on mindful bites. All right, go ahead and come on in, TikTok. Come on in, come on in. I'm waiting for my co-host to join in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. It's a beautiful day. The day is what you make it. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We've got a whole new series starting here. There is my sassy Mimi coming in. I want you to meet my co-host. Yes.
Am I here?
Yes, I hear you. I hear you. Now we just got to get you live.
Wow. It might be just radio or something, like in the old days. Pull it up,
Don't
tune
know.
it in,
No, you
tubes
should be
going, put your
able.
hands over for heat, and listen to the radio.
You should be able. I may have to disconnect my headset in order to get you out live to everybody. So hold on, everyone. Hold on, hold on.
It says I'm connecting audio. Hold on, I think I can fix this, Michelle.
Yeah, let me take my headset off because I think that's the only way everybody's gonna get to hear you. So let's do this.
All right.
Go. There we go. Yes. Yes. You're here.
I
Yes.
am.
We made this happen.
I'm on my wife's phone, and one sassy Mimi. I'm a pretender.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so now my next question is how do I get you side by side with me? That's what I'm curious about. How do I get you side by side? So, not that
Well, if I
that's a
could
big
walk
deal,
through the
guys.
screen, I would sit next to you, and that'd be great, wouldn't it? And it'd all
Yeah,
work.
yeah. Okay, let me turn this up here. Oops, my hand is okay. There we go. Let me get you going here. Okay, now I can hear you better. Okay. All right.
Fantastic.
Oh, perfect, perfect. You're coming in really good. Yes. Well,
Whoa.
I love these new phones. Okay.
Yeah. I got high vibrational frequency going on, so I'm just really live today.
That works. That works. That's what we want. All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We have William A. with us today. Mr. William is the owner of the Leader of You. So if you have not went out on TikTok yet and followed the Leader of You, please go do that. Right now he is he is sassy Mimi right now, but I promise you, go check out the Leader of You. That's where you want to be. Okay. So William
Well,
and
they can
I
check
have
out Sassy Mimi too. She's got a lot of great things there, so you can
absolutely,
click to like her as well. I invite you. And the leader of
absolutely.
you is actually you, not me. That's what it means for everybody, because everybody's a leader of themselves, whether they choose or not. It's you're still leading something.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So, like I said, go check out Sassy Mimi. Go check out the Leader of You. Go follow them here on TikTok. So, William and I want to invite you to join us. We're going to be here every Monday. And, William, what are we calling this? What is the reason that we're here? What are we calling all of this?
Well, we were enlightened with the thought of mindful nuggets because mind focuses on the words of what we speak and the visions that we have to create what it is that we're looking to have in our lives. And the nuggets are nutritions that fuel us, that keep us going in order to realize our visions and have the energy, the healthy energy behind it. So all things are related and connected, so we all got to work at a level that makes sense
Absolutely.
together. And I like to eat, but I definitely like to eat well. And if I eat processed foods, it really serves me no purpose other than drag me down.
It was so funny because somebody posted yesterday. Does anybody see that illnesses are lasting longer than they typically would have lasted years ago? And it brought that whole question, up on, number one, we control our mind. We control how we feel. Yes, illness does strike, but we really control that because the more we are in our head about things, the more that can bog us down and create more toxins. Then you also have the aspect of food. Food is the other side of the coin. So we're eating more processed food than we ever did back in the day. We're eating more ultra processed food than we ever did back in the day. So going into that, I wanted you, William, to really start this impactful process of how we are the leader of us. How does that come to be? What does that even mean?
Well, with all things, it begins with choice. And then it comes with committed action that I want to change my life because I don't like where I'm at the moment. I'm not getting results to what I'm expecting in my life. And then I get to get curious. Why am I working so much and putting so much energy into the efforts and the results are not showing themselves? And in your world, I would call that if my fruit is not good, it's bitter, then I need to look at the root.
Right.
I
Right. No,
need to
that's
look at the nutrients of
right.
what's
Right.
going on. And then in my arena, it's what's going on in your mind and what subconsciously is occurring.
Right.
And this is eating habits as just as much as anything else in this mindset because it's what's happening in our subconscious dictates about 90 to 95% of our decisions we make daily. So if you do the math, if you're not consciously thinking and exerting your will to make a difference, you're going to fall back into the same old routines.
Right.
And the next thing you know, at the end of the day, you're back to where you were. And so nothing's really changing.
Right. But
You know,
let's get back to the part where you said the root. Mindful mindset plays a huge part. Huge part. In fact, if you don't have your mindset right, then you don't have the capability of really moving forward in a successful, nutritious state. So let's talk about that. Because being in the right mind, where do you need to start? Where does this all need to begin?
well, this is a great point to start. Let's look at the word nutrition. Nourish. Show me nourish. All right. And the Latin word is nutrire
Right.
in its definition. And nutrire at its core is really providing the substance, the growth, the well being, extending beyond just the physical. It's also emotionally and spiritual. So there again, we're started at the core at spiritual beings. We're out of alignment there. It's going to trickle all the way down into the body. But if we feed our body junk, it's going to go the other way. It goes both ways. It really does. So
Right?
say
Is
again.
it kind of like it's kind of like sinning, like being a sinner, right? So we go down this
Well,
path, we do
yeah.
one thing. Oh, we got by with that. It's no big deal. Let's go ahead. We can try this next stop. So we do the same when we are in our food process. So, oh well, we ate that. That was no big deal. And then we get in our head and we get in our mind about it, and we're like, oh, that was no big deal. We can go to the next step, right? It's working. It worked. Why not? But we're not getting to the root of what's actually causing us to do that actual sin, as I call it, right? What actually made that happen? So how can we begin the mindful process of putting ourselves in the right spot? Who can we tag up with or team up with? Where can we go to make that happen, to get our mind in the right place at the right time?
Michelle, that's always a great place to start. Is one, let's identify the blind spots and let's look at the limiting beliefs of what's going on and what's under the hood. The way we speak, the way we talk is a great place to start. Where are we aligned with in our actions and to our words? So if you say that I'm going to, well, that's an attempt. It's not really a declaration. It's actually a disbelief.
Right, right,
I am changing this today. And this proclamation that today this has to change. So I'm speaking that into existence. Now I'm conscious of it. I'm self-aware of what's going on. And unless I'm going to go lie to myself and be out of integrity, that puts me at accountability for what I just said. And so that's kind of a feedback loop I like to stay with. And when I make that proclamation in front of others, it becomes more important that I carry through, because I'm not just holding myself accountable. I spoke this to you. And if you have a sense of responsibility, I want to be responsible and honor what I said. So again, for my word that's going in 2025, we'll get to that in a minute about the course. But my word is authenticity, to be authentic in every way that I do. And if I look at it, it has multiple pillars. It's self-awareness, it's vulnerability, because I got to admit when I'm wrong, I'm out of integrity. So, I mean, you look at it, authenticity is high ranking word that keeps all things together. And it keeps me on the path of being authentic, whether I'm in private or I'm out here talking to people. So again, we need to start with the word that we're using, be accountable for the words that we're using, put committed action to the words we're using and make it happen. Now, with that being said, hold ourselves in resilience to what we're going through. It changing, especially foods. Your body craves those foods. It gets used to those foods. Now we get to go through that process of telling the body you can't have that anymore. It is craving it.
Right. Again, getting to the root of the problem. But again, starting back with the mind, your word this year you said is authenticity. And we're going to get to that whole segment here in just a minute. I want people out here on TikTok to understand why we are here. We
Absolutely.
are here for two purposes. We're here to bring you the mindful part of life, right? We're talking about authenticity, integrity, character, getting in the right aspect of how you want to actually conduct your life, right? We're moving into 2025. Now's the great opportunity to really kind of get this out here, get you thinking over the holidays, while you're around family and friends. Where is it that you do want to go in 2025? I've asked everybody this same question. If you are here now at December 2024, in the same spot that you were in January of 2024, isn't it time to do something different? Isn't it time to look at where you're at here, how you can actually move forward in 2025 with where you want to be? So, one thing I love about William is he has such a great spiritual backing. He's highly backed by God. You can feel it when you talk to him. You can hear it when you speak to him. And I love every aspect of how he can bring out you, the leader in you that you you have, but you're just not sure how to actually get there. So, William, one of the things that I really want to talk about today is how can people understand why authenticity is your word for 2025, and how do they create or come up with their word for 2025?
I apologize, but I've got some background, somebody at the doors, and the dogs are going nuts. The reason why I chose that word, and I'm going to go back into 2 years ago, I wanted to have the word and discern what it meant and what God intended it for me. And then also for me to be able to apply to share with other people. And I went into 2024 this year with the word ease, because I typically make things difficult and put myself into resistance. And when I'm in that thinking I've got to make it hard for myself, not consciously thinking about it, there again, subconsciously, I've made it hard my entire life. Well, it wasn't meant to be that way. We just set ourselves up to think it's got to be that way. Sure, it's not work that's not easy sometimes. But if I go about in the frame of mind saying, I'm going to do it with ease. And when I'm going to do it with ease, the next thing I'm going to know, I'm going to make it fun. Next thing, when I make it fun, it's not that difficult, and I go in it with the right mental attitude. then I get it done. The next thing I know, I get it done. So I'm no longer dreading it when I change my words in my approach. So being authentic now, as I'm coming out and speaking with a lot more people, I have to hold myself to a higher caliber of being and in leadership and activation, if you want to call it, for people to explore in a way to find out what it is that they want out of life and what they get to be on it. So, and it's something that keeps me growing, because as soon as I stop growing, I'm no longer of service. I hit a lid, and I don't want that. You know, this is a journey for me as well as anybody else. None of us are perfect here. A lot of us still have a lot to learn. I don't have to be right on many things, but one thing I have to be is authentic,
Right.
because that matters. And if I'm out here with an honest heart serving people, I want to be that guy that's authentic. I don't want to have to go home at night thinking that, oh, well, I set this agenda, or I did this, and I said that, and I didn't say it right. You know, I want a clean slate when I go to bed at night.
Right.
And I wake up the same way, ready to go, charged, and don't have to worry about tomorrow, nor do I have to worry forward to the future and further down. Don't worry about the past, because we let it go and I surrender to that and move on.
Let's talk about how you spoke about how if you're not continuously lifting yourself up and sticking to your integrity, which is your authenticity, and you always made things very difficult. So your word for 2024 was ease, which I absolutely love that. That's a perfect word for when we make things so difficult, right? I'm going to do it with ease. But you really stepped into your leadership. And your leadership is spiritual. There's zero doubt about that. You are definitely a leader in that realm. That is as a calling that has really been placed upon you. How can people understand moving into 2025? What is something that you can offer everyone to understand why they need to always be upping their game, taking themselves to the next level, and not being stagnant? I like to call it stagnant, but staying still.
Well, let's just put it this way. In Proverbs, now I'm not going to give you the verse because I like people to go look it up for themselves, but you can find it this way: the power of life and death is in the words that you speak.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so what are you speaking? Are you speaking life? Well, being alive is in the moment. All right, it's not just sitting there thinking about doing things. It's in the moment right now, like Michelle and I. I'm fully right here, full of attention, listening, watching all these little posts come by and seeing people joining all that stuff. But I'm right here right now. And so if I'm speaking life, I want to be here right now. I want to be here for you. And that means for me, I need to keep growing. I need to keep challenging myself. If we're hosting this once a week, I need to be prepared and come to you with something of value.
Right.
All right. So I'm speaking life. I'm thinking life. And I'm not just sitting in a drift, just washing away wherever the drift's taking you. I mean, next thing I know, it could be on a cliff, just go over it. And it's like, oh my goodness, and then it's too late. I'm over the side. I'm going upstream. Everything in this world is dynamic. You know, as an engineer, you'll realize that we talk about statics. There's a bridge static, but nothing in this world or this universe is static. So you're moving forward or you're going backwards. And so if you're speaking, you're moving forward with life, or if you're not speaking life, you're going backwards. And that ends marriages, financial relationships, your life, your health, and all those things. Constantly, you need to be speaking life over yourself.
Right.
What's next? What do I want to be?
And that's really how we met, both of.
Who can I connect with?
Yeah, who can we connect with? Exactly. And that's what you and I both, that's how we came together. We connected through a program.
Exactly.
Through that program, we've continued to move forward with, all the possibilities. I mean, we've just tossed it out there. What's possible? And that's what I really want to put into.
Right now, it's possible.
Right now, right here, whatever it is you're wanting, take it, go, let's run with it, because that's life. Life is now. Life is right now, right here. So my question to everyone out here on TikTok today is, are you living life now, or are you just speaking and not really understanding how your words are affecting you? What is it you're saying that is keeping you where you're at versus where you could be? William and I came together. We had a thought. What was that thought, William? Why are we here today? What are we going to, over the next, 365 days of 2025? We're going to be out here once a week on Monday, 11:30 every Monday with Mindful Nuggets. What is it today we're going to present everyone? What are we going to offer you today?
Well, first and foremost, we're going to have fun.
Absolutely.
Enjoy.
Absolutely.
Because, life's too short. And I know people don't know my history, but I ended up losing my liver and kidney in 2019. I look back at my life, what did I live this for? What purpose did it serve, and how much did it cost people that were around me that loved me dearly, and what it cost me? Well, my life cost everything. And so it was a decision back then that's not going to happen the second good round. I was blessed to receive 2 transplants from God, and He gave me life back. So it's a second measure of life I don't take lightly. But with this second life, I'm not going to live it in the worldly tortures and disbeliefs and self-worth that I'm not worthy or anything like that. The Almighty just stepped down personally, intervened with 2 transplants, came out of my body twice. So I'm here for a purpose, but I'm going to live it in joy. And that's the way He wants everybody to live, is in joy. He doesn't want you to be miserable. Yeah, we have challenges. We go through tough spots. But the intent is to move forward in life, loving it, giving thanks to our God who made us, that provided everything. Love on Him. He's our dad, if you believe.
Nope, somehow I lost you.
Step out. And again, it's a choice, make a decision, and get out of the drift. Sure, it takes a lot of effort and energy, but it's worth it. The cost of that is minimal to living a life that you really want. It's small compared to what you're having to suffer through.
Right.
So I want you to think about that. Now, what we're here to create is giving value to the listeners, something that's worth it to take home, that's going to make a difference in your life, something to resonate, to think over, mull, possibilities. Well, Michelle said this is a possibility that we just made a decision last week. Hey, let's get together on a podcast. Let's go out and serve some people. Let's go have fun doing it. And it's something that is creative, beneficial, and it will serve. And it's a servant's heart that really matters the most. That's what God wants us to be out there doing, is serving His people with love and consideration, and lift those up that may be hurting or suffering. We don't know. No way to know. But what we do know is we're consistent and we're committed. And when we say we're going to do it, well, here we are. And Michelle, I actually created something for you, an acronym for Nourish, if you want that, if we can leave everybody. Just because I get to have fun and go explore. This is what I like to do, is I like looking at words, where the root is of the word, different language, how it came to be, and what power does it have in your life. And does it have good power that takes you from where you are right now and it gets you to a better version of yourself later on? That's great. If it's not supporting me, or if it's tearing me apart, I need to make sure I know that word, identify that word, and I put it in this box, do not use.
I like that.
So, all right, for nourish is N for nurture, of course, and that's to provide care and support that fosters growth and development. So when you're growing, think of it this way: if you're always growing, there's always opportunities.
Right.
All right, no matter where you're at right now, if you're going forward, there's always opportunities, because it's possible 100% of the time. Start thinking like that. So eating whole foods, fresh fruits, definitely drop the manufactured stuff. Just cut it out of your life. It's not serving any purpose but to harm you. And anything that's natural, that supplies your body the fuel it needs to properly operate. And then optimize to make the maximum benefit out of all of it. And that's what Michelle's there for. She optimizes your nourishment. So you definitely contact her. She's the expert, not me. I'm just speaking words and visions and dreams and purpose and direction. That's what I do. But I need my nourishment, and I need her to help me optimize my nourishment. So my brain functions and my heart goes great, and I have energy to support everybody out there. You understand, get educated on what's going on in your body. What are you putting in your body? Are you mindful to your eating habits? So understanding is actually self-awareness, if you think about it.
Yep.
You can't understand it unless you're aware.
No.
So it goes back and forth. So understand, look at your eating habits and start thinking, well, am I drinking water first thing in the morning? Am I getting electrolytes in? Am I eating carbs first or am I starting with proteins? A huge difference in the way your body processes that.
Absolutely.
I would start with proteins if I were you. Carbs are last.
Yes, that should be the last one.
Or restore. Well, we need to replenish, do you not? Nourishment is really foundational for restoration. Nourish, again, is comprehensive, physical, mental, and spiritual, but restore is also sleep
Yep.
as well, getting proper rest.
When we do not rest,
Exercising.
it does not rest well. And if our brain does not rest in order to run through the functions of the day, then we can't detoxify because we haven't given the body what it needed, which was rest.
Right. I mean, it's seriously, do you think that we can work the candle at both ends? I tried that and nearly killed myself. It didn't work. It didn't work for anybody.
Which is the reason why we're here. Both of us got a second chance at life, so that's why we're here.
Absolutely. Yes, and that's exactly right. And she means it. And she was told she's going to have days before she passes away. And she said no. And God agreed. And here she is, 12, 13 years later.
Oh, yep. We're 10 years down.
We have to go through things, folks. That's our point, to serve.
Right.
We can't relate to you unless we go through all these things ourselves. Yeah, it sucks, but I'm grateful it did. It saved my life, not only my physical life, but my immortal life, that I can live with God forever. And once you've been there and you taste that, you don't want to come back here, but there's a reason I'm here.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to make sure it counts because I love you and all of y'all matter. So I inspire, right? To inspire, have you ever inspired somebody else and watch them just, their lights go on, get excited about things? How's that feel? I want you to think for a moment the last time you felt that, how good it feels to inspire somebody else. That's giving and receiving at the same time. That's a proper equation. You give, you need to be open to receive. And when somebody lights up like that and gets excited and make a difference in their life, well, Lord, yeah, I'm inspired. Absolutely. Because somebody just got life, a purpose, a direction. I get excited about that and I get recharged. Inspire yourself to be something more than what you are right now. Stretch and grow. Do you realize we're the only species on this planet that does not reach its full potential? The only species. Why? Because we're given the dignity and the respect of choice. So what are you choosing? Inspire yourself, grow. Sustain. Well, that's resilience in a sense, sustainability. All right. So what habits are you employing right now that sustain you and not taking away from you? Is what choices are you making in your foods that are sustaining you or draining you?
Well, not only that,
so look at that as well.
In your thought process, we got to remember that. What choices are you making in your thought process? Because again, I want to reiterate: if you don't have the right mindset, the right thought patterns to your behavior, your thoughts, how you respond, then a nourishment process, especially on my end, is going to be rather difficult. To meet that success is going to be a hard process because you're not open and willing at that point to accept what you know you need to change. So it all starts with your mindset and how you speak and how you think and how you actually produce your day. So I sustaining, I love all this. This is great. This is awesome. I'm so grateful that you sat down and did this. Like, I'm learning something even more so today. And again, if you're not learning something every day, I want to question you as to where you're at in life right now, and how can we help you? How can we serve you better? So let us know in the comments if this is serving you and what more you would like to see us come and serve you with. So go ahead, William, go ahead. This is awesome.
Well, I'm going to let you take a stab at the last letter H. What do you think it might be?
Let's see. We've got nurture, optimize, understand, restore, inspire, sustain. The first thing that comes to my head is holistic, but that's
okay. But that's actually pretty good. But this is what I thought of: heal.
Heal, absolutely, yeah, yep. Again, holistic healing.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Great job. This is great.
Well, I think both of them go together. Holistic healing, that works. So we can modify that. So that's the great thing. We start with these great ideas, and then we get additions to it that make sense, and so we get expansion of what we created, what can be, what's possible, and that's what I love. When people call me, I've actually said a booking call. What is possibilities? What are a possibility call?
Right.
Because that's what I think when I'm talking to you. I know there's something in you that is meaningful, purposeful, that it could be shared to the world, lighten this place up, or light other people up on it. It's just like, great, I love to meet you, and let's see what's possible together.
Right.
And, I might not be a guy, and that's great, and I'm fantastic, and I'm thankful. But I pray that you find somebody that does, that you can connect to and magnify and share. That's what it's all about. So healing is important. And where are you hurting? Because I know 100% of the time somebody's hurting somewhere.
Yep.
We're all broken in some way or another. We may or may not realize it. But I know as a fact, as a human being, that we're hurting somewhere. We're broken somewhere. Something's not working right. Michelle and I just went through a course together. It was about 100 something days. Over 100 something people came in, and there's something wrong with every one of us.
Oh yeah.
But what I do know is we forged a team, a very powerful team. You know how we did that? Because we got real, we got transparent, and we got vulnerable, and we had courage to do it.
Yes, we did.
And when that got all broken down, the bonding began. You know what that was called? Healing.
Healing. Yes. Yes, and there's over 100 of us that are in that healing process. I mean, it's a battle every day, guys. There's not every day is going to be roses and diamonds. Okay, it's just not like that. Life is what life is, but also life is what you make it. So if you want it to be roses and diamonds, great, go for that. Let's shoot for that. But also, there's a reality about us as well. There's hard times, and the hard times are for us to learn from. That is what hard times are for. So in my case, God brought me to the point where the doctor said, you've got time, but you don't have a lot of time. So we're going to put you on, hospice care. That's what we're going to do. We're going to put you on hospice care, and we're going to, just as you continue to dwindle basically down, we'll take care of you. And I wasn't standing for that. That wasn't going to happen anymore. Food is where you need to heal. Food is our body's way of actually healing, preventing, and treating chronic illness and disease. And that's my side of things. But I want to make sure we understand the mindset side of things. Because if we don't understand where we are in our minds, then this part of it doesn't make sense to you. Because it's going to be a resistance at all times.
Yeah. Michelle, I know we're a little over 30 minutes, but a couple of things that really, I want to go over that for the people that just came in, what the interpretation of nourish is, and write it down so they can get it. N's for nurture, O is for optimize, U is for understanding, R is restore, I is inspire, S in sustain, H in heal. So if you jot those down, I think maybe if Michelle and I, if we want to, we can take each one of these words over the next 7 weeks or so and just focus on those words and bring to light what that word means. How does it apply in applications and what you can do to change? And then, think about all this, what we're saying. Think if you're in a car and it's running, all of a sudden you get the engine start to make vibrations, something's off of it. Transmission or drivetrain's a little bit off, or your tires wobbly, or your brakes are kind of squeaky and it's not responding well. What happens when you find out that your car's messing up somehow? What do? And go find out what's wrong. Why? Because it's important to you to get to where you need to go. Don't you think your body, your humanness, needs the same attention as that car does to get you where you need to go? I mean, get real about it and get authentic about it yourself. You need the attention. You need the nourishment. You need the support. You need a community. You need mentors to help you keep growing. Help you, not only that, but point out things that are detrimental. You don't even know that's coming up that we've seen and gone through. Learn from our mistakes.
We call those
shortcut and go to what will work for you.
right.
we look at successful people all the time. Man, they're successful and all that. What was in the background, in the dark, that where they weren't successful? What were they doing? They were making mistakes. And you hook up; those are just as much as important as the successes. Seriously, you can pattern your success, but you can't be that same person that's successful. So you got to go through your own process. So hook up with us and stay with us, week after week. We're going to bring something to the table, and we just pray that you enjoy, have fun, and learn, and join us. Be a part of our community.
Absolutely. We will be back here next Monday at 11:30 a.m. Central, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, and 9:30 a.m. on the Pacific Coast. So come and join us every Monday for Mindful Nuggets. We will be back, and we promise we won't go over 30 minutes again. We got into our discussion. We got deep into it for you guys. So hopefully you got something out of today. And yes, over the next 7 weeks, we're going to take these components, we're going to break them down for you, and we're going to show you how they come together between the mind and the nourishment. All right, guys. Have a beautiful and wonderful day. Thank you so much, William. I can't wait to chat with you after this. All right.
All right. Sounds great. Love y'all. Come back. See you next Monday.